This is Family Time 118. We are looking at the relationship skills, social emotional learning competency. Specifically, we're talking about communication, message delivery, and active listening. First, I'm going to point out for those of you watching the video, and some other people outside of our school, my school at St. Ansgar, watches these things or listens to these things. But if you're watching the video, Mr. Squire said he was going to be paying attention to when I wear the same clothes, because I revealed that I usually film 2 of these at a time. So he was going to keep an eye open for that. So I am wearing the same shirt that I was in the last video. I did put a hat on. Now this is what I usually do in the videos, a little peek behind the curtain. I will change one thing, and that's not for my own vanity or to try to disguise the fact that I am filming more than one video at a time. It is so when I look at the clips, when I upload the video, I know which video it is without having to open it and watch it. I know that for Family Time 117, no hat. Family Time 118, hat on. There you go. Little peek behind the curtain. You can see how the food is made. Anyway, looking at our relationship skills, it's so important for us to focus on communication. That's what relationships are. If we're looking at relationship skills, it's all about communication. Communication is king, queen, emperor. It's it. If we don't have strong communication, and that can look a lot of different ways, but if we don't have strong communication, relationships will start to break down. We can't convey any of our thoughts, our feelings, our ideas if we can't find a way to effectively communicate. And as I said, there's different ways to do that. Some people are very verbal communicators. Some people would prefer to write something down. Some people can convey a message through music or through a visual art. Those things are all relevant, all valid. But it's important for us to find ways to communicate our truths, to communicate who we are. That's what I want for all of you. I want you to be able to share something of yourself, because you all have something to offer, something of value to bring to someone else. And we have to find ways to help you communicate those things. The cemetery is the greatest collection of ideas and inventions and world-changing notions that there is, because so many people take those things to the grave, have wonderful ideas and thoughts and feelings and emotions that they don't express. And that's a shame, because anything that we're willing to share in a positive way has the opportunity to impact other people. And we find in our lives people who struggle to communicate things. We often have that, where we've got something in our head, something that we want to say, something that we feel, but we don't really know how to express it, or we get caught up on how someone else might react, how it might be perceived, so we just give up on trying to share that idea. And that's too bad. It would be far better if we practice, build and develop skills so that we can clearly and effectively articulate our messages. On the flip side of that, we want our messages to be received. So we need to be gracious receivers of other people's messages. Part of that comes through active listening, where we're being engaged in a communication, where we're taking in the information, and we're trying to process it, and we're trying to give feedback. And all of us have times where we're not very good at that. I know we as teachers will often get after students for not being engaged or being active listeners, active participants in the learning. But it's funny, if you want to see some not great examples of active listening, one need look no farther than a teacher in-service day, a teacher professional development day, where we've got our laptops out and we're looking at things and we're sending emails as other stuff is going on. And maybe we're picking up the message as well, and we have a lot of things going on and that sort of thing, but we all fall into that trap of not really being engaged in the communication process. And it is a two-way street. So we're going to look at that a little bit this week too, of how can we be engaged and get something out of an interaction. Even if it's not the interaction we were looking for, we can always learn something, we can always take something away from all relationships, from all connections. What we're going to do in class is we're going to look at a couple of people who are sort of famous examples of effective communicators. We're going to brainstorm together why we think they're effective, what connects with us, and I'm going to pick sort of a broad collection of speakers and artists and different things for my classes to take a quick look at, and why we think that person or group of people is effective at getting a message across. Then I want all of you to pick someone. Could be someone from your life, it could be a famous example, but I want you to pick someone you think is an effective communicator. And that's by your own judgment. I know some very effective communicators who aren't the first people to talk, who aren't very extroverted, who do a fantastic job getting a message across in a clear and concise way that connects with other people. That's effective communication to me. So I need to pick someone you think is an effective communicator and then tell me why. What attributes, what things that person does that make that person an effective communicator. Until next time, much love.